Hi, my name is Ariana Pinnick, and I'm just a few weeks away from graduating as part of the class of 2025. I was born in Surprise, Arizona on November 14, 2006, on an early Tuesday morning and arriving 5 weeks earlier than expected. I am the first child of my parents, Matthew and Danielle, which was evident when they hurriedly left the hospital to gather baby essentials they hadn't quite prepared for. They were still living with my grandmother because our house wasn't finished being built, so to say it wasn't chaotic was an understatement. Since that day my journey started, the best way to describe it all is like an apple pie. Much like a pie, my life is a blend of ingredients. Some bites are sweet, and some bites are slightly tart. Just as no two pies are the same, no life follows the same recipe. My life has been baked layer by layer, with moments of warmth and unexpected challenges. Every experience adds its own unique flavor to who I am, as it takes time, patience, and a mix of different ingredients to create something meaningful. The structure of my life is like the dough of an apple pie, the base that holds everything together. The pie can't be made without having the proper ingredients or making the dough first. The dough has to be made and stored before even thinking about starting to use it. There are many ways to make the dough, but the recipe for the pie crust I made uses simple ingredients like flour, butter, sugar, salt, and water. Just as the dough needs the right mix of ingredients to come together, the stability of my life is shaped by the people I surround myself with and the environments that I explore. This process is mirrored in my everyday life. The places I visit, whether they are familiar or new, represent the flour, providing a solid base that grounds me. The friends and family who support me are like the butter, bringing richness and warmth that hold everything together. Even the small, random moments are sweet and uplifting like the sugar in the dough. What makes a pie truly memorable isn't just the crust or the apples, but the spices that bring all the flavors together. A hint of cinnamon, a touch of nutmeg and allspice, and a dash of vanilla are the tiny but significant touches that give a pie its character. On this part, I don't stick to the recipe and instead trust my instincts to season the custard by adding until I'm happy with the taste. My pie might look like the others on the outside, but one bite reveals something unique, a flavor that can't be copied because it's an expression of who I am. The same goes for my life. What defines me and separates my story from anyone else's is my unique blend of hobbies, interests, and culture. I take pride in my identity and continue to explore more of who I am every day. I enjoy cooking, listening to music, going out, and engaging in different activities, all of which are tied together by my ancestry. Embracing my roots is something that I cherish as it allows me to blend my passions with traditions. Whether it's through enjoying traditional foods, listening to artists from my background, or participating in community events that celebrate where I come from, these elements aren't just pastimes. They're the spices in my life that give it richness, depth, and identity. They make my story distinct, meaningful, and entirely my own. While following the general flow of life, I also trust myself to add what feels right, even if it's unexpected. My life may share ingredients with others, but the style, the flavor, is entirely my own. The apple custard is the heart of the pie, as it unites all its elements and gives it purpose. It's what makes an apple pie, not just a crust with fruit. The custard surrounds the apples, blends the spices, and fills in every gap. It's rich, smooth, and full of flavor. Without it, the pie wouldn't be what it is. It would lack the warmth, texture, and cohesion that makes it special. It is the key component that brings everything together. In my life, the custard that holds everything together and makes me feel complete is my sister Bella. Even though my sister and I are just 2 years apart and she's a junior this year, she is such a significant part of my life. I truly wouldn't be who I am without her, and I'm so grateful for the way our relationship has grown and developed. Whether I need someone to share my tears with, vent my frustrations to, or taste the dishes I make at school, even when they look questionable, she's always there for me. Our bond has gotten so deep, and I'm incredibly grateful for the way we've stood by each other through thick and thin. She is the warm, comforting presence that holds everything in my life together by filling the spaces between all the other parts of me and reminding me what love, support, and happiness truly feels like. A good apple pie needs more than flavor, but a structure. The dough needs to be pressed firmly into the pan so it forms a strong base that supports the filling even under heat. Without this foundation, the pie would collapse. On top, an oatmeal strudel topping adds a protective, sweet, crunchy, and slightly crisp layer to seal in the filling and keep everything balanced. Both the bottom crust and the streusel topping create the strength that keeps the pie intact from start to finish, no matter what it goes through in the oven. Like forming the dough carefully into the pan, I rely on my friends and music to give me the strength when life feels heavy or overwhelming. I know that without that stability, it's easy to fall apart under pressure. My friends act like the dough in the pan because they are present during both the fun moments and the tough times, offering joy and support when I need it the most. Whether we're having fun or simply discussing life's challenges, they remind me that I'm not alone. They bring a balance to my life that words can't describe, and I can't fully express how much they mean to me by helping shape my character. The oatmeal streusel topping represents music and how it helps me decompress, giving me the space to unwind and breathe again. It doesn't matter if I'm alone in my room and listening to a song I love or going to a concert to experience it live. It brings me peace and clarity. Even with the best ingredients and careful preparation, an apple pie isn't complete until it's baked. The baking process transforms the raw dough and filling into something solid, golden, and lasting. If the pie isn't baked for the right amount of time, it will be flimsy, messy, and unfinished. But when it's set in the oven and cooked just right, the crust becomes flaky and strong, the custard sets and holds everything together.